him, he returns my telephone calls, and we're not paying him. And that's just something that's a little bit avant-garde to the industry. And basically, he told me, he says, hey, look, I know that you're serving the poor and the fatherless down there, and I know that you need help, you know, I'll help you. And so, therefore, I wanna make sure that I let this board know that you have someone, that's extremely reputable, that's well-known throughout the industry. He's worked in several Republican administrations, and so his credentials are solidified. So, he comes very highly regarded from your town manager in Greenville. So I'll be willing to answer any questions as well as Derek can answer any questions at this time.
Anyone have any questions, Derek or Ed?
Well, Mr. Chair, just building on the comments that were made about the growth of our state and the proposed highway, at this point, we don't know what direction is coming. But I feel that Madison County will be able to benefit from that new highway. We were on I-75 not too long ago, and we saw how the traffic was there. Ridiculous. But long story short, I think it would be to our advantage to engage an agreement with Mr. McGee and his firm to help us to get a seat at the table. And as he said earlier, things are moving fast, and we've got, well, 2 engineers on staff that could help us. If we can get a leg, a spur, if you will, or even the highway itself to come towards Madison County, I think would be to our advantage.
Well, thank you, and I want to echo that remark. I think the highway's coming. There's no doubt about it. The governor has already approved it, three legs. This particular one, if I understand correctly, is gonna take the turnpike basically northwest of where it comes into 75 there at Wildwood now, and if any, as Commissioner Moore said, I was there last week, all of us were. 75 is congested, like a parking lot most days, from Wildwood to, Ocala and practically to Gainesville, and I think they have a major wreck there at least every 24 hours. I think it's obvious that it's gonna come. I think it would be an economic benefit for us. And also, if you look at the map and study it, I think it's a no-brainer that if they came through Madison, they could intersect with 75, which is the goal. It's interesting, I have a very good friend who's a senator in Clydesville. Georgia doesn't know a whole lot about this coastal department, which is interesting, I thought. But it's intended to bring this parkway into North Florida and go into 75 eventually at some point. I think going into Jefferson County, that means it's gonna have to go a long way to get through Thomasville and back up to 75. If it came this way, it would be a whole lot shorter, and it would be a tremendous economic boom, I think, for us. And I don't think there's anybody that would question that, so. And Derek, I appreciate everything you're doing. And I'll, guess a motion would be in order to, consider.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we engage the firm of Johnson and Bland to help us get a seat at the table for this project.
I second it, Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion and a second to accept. Okay.
When y'all do this, I need to tell me where we're gonna get money from, so I'm gonna make a suggestion here. It's got in the contract that they can begin on July 1st, which would be the most likely thing, which would put 3 months of it in this year. So I'm gonna have to pull that money out of your fiscally constrained reserves. So just so, in the motion, it needs to say that, 'cause I gotta share the auditors, and then
Okay.
commit up for the following 9 months, we can budget that during budget time.
Yes, let's include that.
Just wanna make sure that's in the motion.
Well, we need to rephrase the motion then to,
If I could suggest, probably need 2 motions, because,
oh, okay.
let's go ahead and approve the, contract, and then with the second motion would be a budget amendment to authorize payment of the funds due this year out of the,
Fiscal
constrained, because when you go to the auditors, you're gonna wanna show them a separate motion.
Sure.
Yeah, good point, good point. Okay, we have a motion and a second then to, employ Johnson and Blanton to provide consulting services for us. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion passes 5-0. I will now entertain a second motion for the, budget amendment for the fiscal constraint.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second to approve the, immediate funding out of fiscal constraint money for the remainder of the year. Do I have any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Pass 5-0.
Mr. Chair, I do have one question. Mr. McGee, when can you give us, or how often can you give us some updates as to what's taking place with the project?
Well, truthfully, I can give it as often as you want me to. My intention would be is to lay out a detailed scope of work in writing and get it to Brian to kind of show you what I propose for 3, 6, 9, 12 months. So you actually will see the work that's being done. A part of that's gonna be setting up meetings in Tallahassee in front of the Secretary of DOT, or at best him, at worst the Chief of Staff, getting a meeting with the Governor's office. But my plan is between Monday and Monday to get a detailed scope of work. And I also propose in there whether we're doing weekly or bi-weekly. I'm very happy to drive over for the commission meetings as you all request or instruct. And so I'm very flexible in that regard.
Okay.
But I would definitely provide a very detailed scope of work. You all can kind of see what you've agreed to and make sure you're okay with that.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I guess my question would be, because we do have, by the statutes, have a place at the table.
Yes, sir.
We have someone, we would need to appoint someone to serve on in that capacity. And, I know that we mentioned, there was some discussion of possibly our manager doing that. When would we need to designate that individual?
Well, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
so the law says August 1st, the secretary has to make the official appointments. Basically, what that means is you release the list publicly to the outside world of here's the task force members of each of the 3 corridors. What I would propose take place is the commission decide who they want to represent the Madison County, and then what I would begin doing is, let's say for example, if it's the county manager, I would begin to make sure DOT's aware this is who we have in mind. When I had a discussion with them at a very high level, they were very clear that they do not want to find themselves getting involved in a local fight. So they wanted to make sure that they knew. Now, their battle is going to be in those areas where the counties have already made it known they're not interested in coming this way. That's where their biggest fight is going to be. For us in Madison County, we actually can be proactive by suggesting whomever is going to be in that regard. And so again, by August 1st, and then I'll just tell you, I think that the best approach would be by your July meeting. If your meeting is July, make that decision final. I think if you wait too late in July, you then almost punt to the secretary to make a decision for you.
What I was gonna suggest, Mr. Chairman, our first meeting in July is the 10th.
Okay?
Is that too late?
No, not at all. No, not at all. That's not-
Not to see the agenda.
So we can put that on the agenda for the 10th.
Okay.
Is there anything else we need to put on the agenda for the 10th, or is that kind of the first thing?
The first one is that, and what I'll do in the interim before the 10th, I'll get back with DOT and make them aware that you're gonna make a formal decision on the 10th. If they say anything that I think is counter to that decision, I'll make sure it's reported in.
And one other thing, if I could, I've got your proposals. Are you gonna actually do a written, like a letter of engagement or something that we need someone to
Yes,
sign?
yes, sir, correct.
So I think if we could, Mr. Chairman, if it's okay with the board, I think y'all can authorize the chairman to sign a retainer letter that's on the same terms as your
Yes, sir.
proposal. And I don't think that would have to come back if the board is agreeable.
It sounds like a good idea.
And I can get that to you early tomorrow.
We can, consent of the board, the chair will go ahead and sign that.
Yes.
So we can, okay, Ms. Waters.
So, and I don't remember right offhand, having read the what was passed, but there's an opportunity for more than one person from this county to be on that board, am I not correct? There's officials, and then there's other citizen advisors?
Correct, that is correct,
Something
that is correct.
And
Sure.
also, when you read it, I think it says that corridor will run through Jefferson County, it doesn't necessarily say the road's gonna run into Jefferson
That's-
County.
that's
It's just
correct.
the study goes to Jefferson County.
That's correct.
I mean, we still have that ability to pull it back.
Which I think that's the most important piece there is the corridor goes to Jefferson County. And so the reason why the Madison County piece is so important is, number one is, it seems that Madison County is way more amenable and agreeable to an opportunity. And so the last thing that DOT wants, and the governor's office wants, based on conversation with them, is to find themselves in a legal battle. And they're expecting some legal battle from the environmental groups who already come out. Another thing that's important about Jefferson County is there's a big bulk of their land that's owned by Ted Turner.
Right.
And they're very concerned about upsetting, those investors in that land in that regard. But there are seats there, and just so it's known, so you have local government officials from each local government within the proposed corridor. And then you have a community who may be an individual or a member of a nonprofit organization who have a seat at the table, or a management district has a seat at the table as well. And so there are other wording in there that could afford you to have more than one person from Madison County. Absolutely.
Well, I think, my understanding is, and when we talk about the corridor, they were originally looking at the existing corridor of the Florida Georgia Parkway, which is US 1927, and basically the turning caps and go through a round Monticello, I guess. And yes, it would be, if they probably went on the west side or south side, whatever you call that right there, that would go through Ted Turner's plantation. I don't think he'd be real happy about it. And, then there's some real interesting conservation, plantations north of town, which I imagine that's what there's gonna be some blowback or pushback from Jefferson County. And I think we're in perfect position to say, hey, here we are,
Yes, sir.
so.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I think it'll be the, same challenges that we have when I-10 came through.
Yeah, I think very, very true on that.
One other question, what will be in this corridor? I've heard some talk about broadband, read it someplace, up to date on that?
Yes, sir. So if I can, Mr. Chair, I'll read from the exact wording. So the multi-purpose, it says revitalize rural communities, encourage job creation, provide regional connectivity while leveraging technology, enhancing quality of life, public safety. And so the reason why they're doing is they want to address issues of hurricane evacuation, congestion and mitigation, trade and logistics, broad